This episode is brought to you by Odd Moe's Pizza in Canby. Handmade awesome pizza plus craft beer, wine, and cider delivered. Order today at 503-263-8444 or visit them online at oddmoes.com.
This episode is also brought to you by Canby Foursquare Church. Since 1978, a place to grow, connect, and serve. Sunday services on campus and online at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Learn more at canbyfoursquare.com. Welcome to Now Hear This Canby,
your source for news.
The threat of a possible teacher strike was avoided this week.
There's a new, irresistibly cute creature winning over fans, and its name is Scootaloo.
Sports.
It's like Lucy in the football. You want to kick a field goal, but they take it away from you.
We had to learn how to win.
Goal can't be in the last second of the game! And interesting conversations.
Because I'm one of the strongest girls ever, and I know that for a fact.
I just really enjoy writing gossip as if I was a bear.
With an old maid daughter that make the best moonshine in the coast.
And if it would have hit me in the face, I think I would have died. I really do.
I guarantee you would have died, man. Are you kidding me? Welcome to the Now Hear This Canby podcast. Thanks for listening. I'm Tyler Frankie, and this is what's happening this week in our community. Canby's longtime city attorney and assistant city administrator has announced his resignation, joining several other high-ranking city officials and employees who have departed in recent weeks. The news comes as the Oregon Government Ethics Commission recently voted to move forward with a formal investigation into the conduct of the mayor and city council and whether they may have violated state law in a lengthy executive session meeting back in February. City Attorney Joe Lindsay on March 9th sent the council a long letter detailing his concerns about that session, along with allegations that city leaders may have violated public meetings laws, employment requirements, and other ethical responsibilities of elected officials. He went on protected medical leave immediately after sending that letter, returning on May 1st. In the interim, City Administrator Scott Archer announced his departure for a new role with the City of Salem, and the council contracted with an outside law firm to provide legal counsel and services. Melissa Bissett, former city recorder and current human resources and administrative director, left the city of Canby on June 9th after more than 3 years, accepting the position of city recorder in Kaiser, and both of the city's IT positions have also stepped down in the past month. Now Lindsay has joined them, sharing the news in a June 13th letter to Mayor Brian Hodson and city councilors, and alluding to the February 15th executive session, in which he claims the council illegally discussed his own performance in unverified complaints by anonymous city employees. He wrote, "I'm truly concerned about further attempts of retaliation and harm to my reputation and that of my family in this small community where I'm a citizen and a business owner with my wife. I do wish the best for my city, and I'll continue to conduct myself with efficiency and professionalism until my final day. I request thoughtfulness and kindness as I attempt to balance helping Canby with my own safety and health." In an email this week, Mayor Brian Hodson confirmed Lindsay's resignation and spoke kindly of his work with the city. Quote, "Mr. Lindsay has served our city and community as its attorney for 11 years, he said. In that time, he has served as our interim city administrator and as the assistant city manager. Mr. Lindsay has been a very good attorney for the city and the council. I know Joe will do great things in the future, and I will miss working with Joe. I know we will cross paths in the future, and I look forward to that." Meanwhile, the actions of city leaders will remain subject to scrutiny after the Oregon Government Ethics Commission voted unanimously on June 2nd to proceed with an official probe into whether the council violated state law in the February 15th executive session, which spanned more than 2 hours. At issue are whether the council's discussion went beyond its noticed reason for entering executive session, which was to evaluate Archer in his duties as city administrator, and whether the council took action or made any final decisions within the closed session, which is not permitted. Counselors Chris Bangs and Jason Padden, who started the preliminary investigation by self-reporting what they consider to be violations to the commission, both indicated that they believe the February session exceeded the boundaries of the law. Discussion at the executive session was only loosely centered on the city manager and instead strayed into discussing the performance of our city attorney, city library director, city human resources director, and at least 2 other city employees, Banks wrote in his complaint to the commission. It was because all these other people were brought up that I noted at least twice that it was not permissible to discuss anyone other than the city manager in this executive session. I also pointed out that our role as counselors cannot involve evaluation of any city employees other than the manager, attorney, and judge, as per our city charter. In the June 2nd hearing before the commission and in writing, several council members defended their actions. Quote, "It had been brought to my and other councilors' attention that there were some employee frustrations within the organization," Council President Tracy Hensley wrote in her preliminary response. Any discussion regarding employees other than Mr. Archer himself was in the context of demonstrating the health of the organization he is administrator for and letting Mr. Archer know what issues we liked him to address. The hearing was attended by all council members with the exception of Bangs and Hodson. The Canby Center has achieved its cash goal of $8 million in its ongoing capital campaign, staff announced this week, ensuring that the local faith-based nonprofit will move forward with a long-planned and carefully designed expansion project to triple its existing facility near Canby High School. With the community's support, the nonprofit also plans to greatly expand and enhance its programs and services in Canby, strengthen partnerships with other local organizations and nonprofits serving those in need, and work to share its model with neighboring communities who have expressed interest in replicating it. Quote, "There's been a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz about the project," said the Canby Center Development Director Steve Nelson. "It's one of the most significant and impactful projects in the history of our community, and I think we can all be excited about the future impact for this kind of facility." The Canby Center's board of directors and staff have carefully planned the organization's expansion over several years, Nelson said, securing more than $7 million in grants, foundation support, and donations from businesses, organizations, and individuals before launching a public fundraising campaign in January of 2023. "It's been like riding a really awesome wave because we have seen such an amazing and continuing outpouring of compassion from our community of churches, businesses, organizations, and individuals saying, 'We believe in what you're doing and we want to help in every way that we can,'" Nelson said. The center was able to reach its goal in the past month thanks to continued support from the Canby community, as well as a significant award from the Clackamas County Board of Commissioners, which voted unanimously to allocate $640,000 of American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA, funding to the project. The expansion project, which broke ground on Thursday, will add a total of more than 11,000 square feet to the center's current building on Southwest 2nd Avenue across from McDonald's, including dedicated space for cold and dry food storage and distribution, classrooms, a job center, offices, and more. Nelson said the expanded and renovated spaces will be warm and inviting, akin to a coffee shop or retail store. One of the center's key missions is to restore dignity to the families it serves. "Our programs are all based on relationship," Nelson said. "What we have observed is that when people know they're cared about, when they are connecting with others in a community and encouraged by others in the community, they want to move forward in a positive direction. We have worked hard to create a place where people can be confident that they're going to find a solution at the Canby Center, and they do find solutions at the Canby Center." The driver of a black BMW was killed in a fiery crash while reportedly fleeing Clackamas County Sheriff's deputies in Wilsonville early Sunday morning. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office stated the unnamed person was recorded driving faster than 100 miles per hour on the southbound side of I-5 when authorities gave chase near Bakeman Road. Deputies attempted to pull over the speeding vehicle, which was blacked out, meaning it had no lights on, the sheriff's office said in a press release. After taking the next exit onto Wilsonville Road, the driver traveled less than a mile before crashing into a tree on Southwest Brown Road, where the car erupted into flames. The crash occurred shortly after 1:45 a.m. on Sunday. Deputies attempted to extinguish the fire, but the driver, who was the only person in the car, did not survive, according to the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office said it has not yet been able to confirm the identity of the driver. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue and American Medical Rescue, or AMR, personnel responded to the scene and extinguished the blaze. Police are still investigating the cause of the fatal crash. For video of the incident, find the story on our website at canbyfirst.com. It's official. The Canby School District has sold the old Karis Schoolhouse, also known as the White Building, to a local nonprofit, with crews on site this week to begin the arduous process of removing the historic structure intact and relocating it up the road until a permanent location can be secured. Dubbed the Friends of the Karis Historic Schoolhouse, the new group is devoted to preserving and restoring the beloved schoolhouse and is working with Wolf House and building movers to relocate it to nearby Evans Farms in order to save it from demolition. The current Karis School building has been in need of an improved parking area for years, and with the passage of the Canby School Bond in May of 2020, the district was granted the funds needed to make those improvements. As a result, the district made the decision to either sell the White Building to someone who could move it or demolish it. The district had previously announced it was working with a, quote, serious buyer last fall who hoped to acquire and relocate the two-story, 4,720 square foot schoolhouse, but those plans fell through in late March, according to Chris Ritter, a retired longtime teacher at Karis and president of the new nonprofit, who was already hard at work on a Plan B. That same month, the Canby School District notified Ritter that her Plan B was now Plan A, and she immediately sprang into action. Ritter, now joined by several other community members, has been working every single day to ensure the building's safe relocation to Evans Farms, a family-owned and operated nursery since 1857. Officials say it's a especially fitting place for the 1926-era craftsman-style building to be moved. Not only have 7 generations of the Evans family attended Karis School, but the family lineage also includes Clarence Evans, one of the original builders of the schoolhouse, who milled timber from the farm to construct the building. It makes my heart happy to know this schoolhouse, a place of great historical, architectural, and community significance, is one step closer to being saved, said Ritter. However, there's still a lot of work to be done and a lot of funds that need to be raised in a very short amount of time. Wolf House and building movers began work on the historic schoolhouse Friday, June 23rd, in order to move the building in time for the new parking lot work to also be completed during summer break, but the Friends group says saving the 2-room schoolhouse is just the beginning. According to their website, the group hopes to not only save the building from demolition, but repurpose it as a gathering space for the Beaver Creek community. However, that will take major support from the public. Although the Friends of the Karis Historic Schoolhouse has already received $55,000 from 2 generous donors, they estimate they will need to fundraise $100,000 more to complete the move. An additional $250,000 will be needed to renovate the building, which the Friends Group intends to match with grants. To learn more, visit karishistoricschoolhouse.org.
Oh, yeah, I did it. I finally did it. I did the 1-minute death run on Fortnite.
Wow, Tyler, that was awesome. And it only took you 38 hours to do that.
What was that?
Nothing. Hey, have you ever thought about entering a tournament for prizes or scholarships?
Yeah, but I mean, there's entry fees and stuff, right?
Nope. DirectLink, our local internet provider, has just announced a partnership with Fiber Gaming Network to offer free entry for their active broadband subscribers into national online tournaments.
Wow, that sounds pretty sweet. So how does it work?
Dude, it could not be easier. They have lots of different events each week for gamers of all skill levels. Folks can join the Fiber Gaming Network Discord server and connect with other players to form parties, play together, learn tips and tricks, and more. It's moderated to foster a safe and inclusive environment for all, too. Plus, I even heard that Fiber Gaming Network is working with recruiters from college esports programs to find talented new players. There are actually a ton of college scholarships available for competitive gamers now.
Oh, so they have like a community aspect to it, too. That's cool. But there has to be some catch. Monthly charges, service fees, something.
Nope. All DirectLink members on Fiber can participate for free. All you have to do is visit directlink.coop/FGN to learn more. Then click the button at the bottom to sign up with Fiber Gaming Network.
I've definitely got to check this out. Wow, they have like the best games. Rocket League, Fortnite, Madden, NFL 23, NBA 2K23. Dude, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Overwatch. Oh my
Right?
gosh.
They even host trivia nights too, and you don't even need a game console to play that. You just join right from your connected device, phone, tablet, or computer. Check out these categories: Taylor Swift, Nintendo, Spider-Man, The Office.
Oh, sweet. We are so doing trivia, and we're going to destroy everyone.
No kidding. I mean, you're the biggest Swiftie I know.
Taylor Swift for life. Visit directlink.coop/FGN to learn more and sign up for Fiber Gaming Network events today.
Okay, well, we are sitting here at Waite Park with Kristi Smith, welcoming her back onto the show at the wrapping up here of a really cool event. Why don't you tell us what's been going on?
Yeah, so we did our second annual Canby Pride in the park. We grew a little bit this year, so we had a food truck.
Significantly, I would say.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's what I don't want to go too big too fast.
Right.
So we had live music, Jessi La Main. We had Kona Ice, which was awesome. That was sponsored, so several folks got free ice, which they
Awesome.
were super excited about. And then
My
we
kids
also
call it a cone of ice.
Oh, that's a good
They
idea. Yeah, I never know
I
what
want
you're
to
supposed
get a cone of ice. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
there you go.
So.
I'm going to start using that. Hope they don't mind. And then we had the Wayward Smash Burger wagon here, which, I mean, there was never not a line.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they
sounds
sold
like
out
that's
of
good.
everything except grilled cheese, I think. So
That's awesome.
we have bread and cheese.
That's right. What do
Take
you
it or
want?
leave it. Yeah.
That's right. So that's good news. I mean, I'm really happy.
Yeah, and several, or at least a couple hundred people. I mean, it was.
I think so, yeah. I mean, definitely in waves, but we had a few resources here as well. So folks were kind of moving around, different arts and crafts.
County clerk was here,
Yeah,
registering people
absolutely.
to vote, giving out information. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we had the Book Nook here. They were able to give away some books. The Canby Arts Association also had folks painting rocks to beautify our community. So I think it went
It's
really
Canby,
well.
so of course there were lots of dogs.
That's right, definitely.
Lots of
Even
people
a few
with
that
their
were
dogs.
dressed up. I
Yes.
mean, it was great.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
So last year, like you said, was a little more kind of understated affair, as sort of a picnic in the park, kind of potluck style. People
Right.
just hung out and met each other and kind of enjoyed some time outside. This was a little bit more of an event. What was kind of your and the other organizers, your team's kind of thinking and coming into this event? What do we really want to do?
Yeah, so last year
Your
we
vision.
took a little bit of feedback from the community, and then we also just started meeting in I think we started meeting like late February, the planning committee, and we just started taking suggestions and like, okay, who do you know, who can you contact, and so I think that our kind of desired effect was not to grow too big too fast, and to try to create a welcoming space that's not like overstimulating or create in a situation where folks don't feel comfortable
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
So I think the hope is to continue to grow and create new opportunities. We had Bridging Cultures here this time, and I think that we really want to make sure that not just the LGBTQ community, but the folks that are in those like intersections, right?
Yeah.
Like Latina and LGBTQ, and like how can we better kind of serve the community?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess with Pride events and Pride organizations, there's kind of a two-pronged thing going on where you're obviously creating a space for the LGBTQ plus community, a safe place where they can feel seen and just kind of, a space for them, as well as opening up and kind of engaging the community. Would you say that's accurate to how you guys approach it? Are you doing a little bit more of one thing or a little bit?
No, I think that was actually perfect. I mean, that was kind of our goal, is to definitely welcome, allies in the community to get involved and help create more safe spaces for their LGBTQ identified neighbors. And then also just some of the feedback that we got even this year is that people don't always feel comfortable going into some of the like mainstream community centers because they don't feel like they can be authentically themselves. So this was an opportunity to not only be with other like-minded, queer folks, but also be with allies that are like, show up as you, and we're good with it.
Yeah. And I guess would folks that maybe don't see themselves as allies but want to learn or want to be supportive of the community in some way, or just even learn what like you said about kind of their neighbors would be welcome as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And kind of the goal is to go beyond just these like once a year Pride events. Like we'd love to get people together for maybe smaller activities, but still with that same sort of underlying theme that everybody's going to be welcome. It's not a judgmental space, and folks can definitely practice their allyship by getting involved with that.
Yeah. I believe that Canby Police were supportive. The city was supportive of the event, and Canby Fire was out here.
Yeah, we actually applied for the through the city of Canby, the community enhancement grant.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we received that. So they helped fund this event, free for everybody that came. So that was awesome. And then yes, the police department was here. They actually handed out stickers and frisbees. Fire was here. I mean, I think it's just an opportunity for everyone to get to know each other. In different spaces.
Yeah, that's great. Obviously, the event just wrapped up. I haven't really had a chance to reflect or anything, but did you have any, as you were running around like a chicken with your head cut off, any sort of standout moments or anything that just, anything special or kind of meaningful stood out from today? I just really loved that it was a community effort this time. I mean, that's always been like, last year was like, hey, just like, anybody want to show up? This time was, what does the community want to see? And so seeing some of that come to fruition was really awesome, getting some feedback on what people would like to see in the future, and just seeing people come together. You kind of see these folks like, grocery shopping and out and about, and then you see them here, and it kind of solidifies that they're, the community is growing and inclusive. Yeah, awesome. If there is anyone listening to this that wants to be part of planning future events or get plugged into, or might be in need of resources, is there a place that they can go? For sure. Yeah, so we have a couple of social media sites. There's a Facebook group on Facebook, that's redundant, but Canby Pride. Maybe you've heard of it, Facebook. Right? Yes. They don't pay me, but I just plug for them, no worries. That's FAC. Yeah, right. And then we have an Instagram page, which is also Canby Pride. And then we recently started checking our Gmail account, so it's canbypride@gmail.com. Awesome. You guys are, you had a logo design contest or something going on? Yeah. So we had folks from the community submit some logos, and then today at Pride, folks were voting, and then we'll meet back together probably in the next coming week, kind of do all the tallying, and then we'll have a big reveal. And the hope is that then we can go out and get, banners, t-shirts, swag, all the fun stuff, and then have that with the new logo. Yeah. Are you, and maybe you're not because you're more plugged into the community, so maybe did you hear from folks that they are maybe surprised the size of the community that exists here or the support for it.
Yeah, I think that I just heard from the community that, how pleased they were at how many folks were here and maybe just surprised.
Yeah.
Pleasantly
surprised.
Of course, yes,
sure.
Totally. And that it just reinforces that even though we all might scatter, to our different corners of the town, that we're here and showing up for each other is super important.
Yeah, awesome. Anything else you'd like to share, Kristi?
I don't think so. Just we'd love to have more people involved, get more ideas, create, a more inclusive event. So send ideas our way.
Awesome. Well, thanks for putting this on. You guys did a great job again. And thanks for taking time out to talk to us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Tyler, did you know that the Australian lyrebird can mimic any sound that it hears, even chainsaws?
No, that's super interesting.
Did you know that a baby puffin is called a puffling? Or that baby sea otters can't swim, so their moms wrap them up in pieces of kelp until they learn how to paddle?
Wait, do you know any trivia that isn't like animal related?
Not really, but here's some stuff you may not know about the Wild Hare Saloon, where Canby goes to eat and have fun.
Okay.
The Wild Hare is one of Canby's longest running locally owned restaurants. Owners Joan and Darren Moden have been in business for 16 years.
That's cool.
Heck, you were just a baby back then.
Wait, what?
And they love to give back. They've been members of the Canby Chamber for that long, and they donate over $20,000 to local sports, FFA programs, and civic organizations each year.
Wow, I'm legitimately caught off. That's cool.
Yeah. They also support more than 30 jobs in the community through their award-winning staff, some of them as young as 18. Hey, that's older than you are.
Dude, I'm 10 months younger than you.
With the days getting longer and the weather getting warmer, the Canby Wild Hare's expansive outdoor patio is the place to be. Furry friends welcome.
Well, that sounds great. I'm going to go check them out just off of Highway 99E next to the Space Age in Canby at 1656 Beaver Creek Road in Oregon City, or on their website at thewildharesaloon.net.
Stand inside my hell just to hold the hand of death. You don't know how far I go just to ease this precious sin. You don't know how much I give or how much I can take just to reach you, oh, to reach you, oh, to reach you.
Okay, we're out here at the end of the second annual Canby Pride, talking with musician Jessi La Main. You just played a set here. Tell us a little bit about kind of how you got involved and what you're doing here.
Oh, well, thanks, Tyler. It's terrific. I got involved because Kristi Smith, the organizer, reached out. She had seen me play at Wild Hare, which I've been there forever.
Right.
And she was like, yes, we'd love to have you out. And of course, 2 thumbs up. I love playing in the gazebo here at Wake Park.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
Yeah. You do a lot of these kind of smaller, more intimate kind of events. Tell us a little bit about the type of music you do and why you, kind of enjoy that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it took me years to figure out what category of music I play. And my wife actually figured it out for me last year, and it's soul.
Okay, there you go.
So I play blues, R&B, classic country,
some
classic
Janis
rock.
Joplin in
exactly.
there. Yeah.
It's all the stuff, but I kind of just justify it, so it all comes out with a little bit of soul.
Yeah.
So I do everything from Janis Joplin, Johnny Cash, to Bruno Mars, to Lady Gaga. All of that. So
Yeah.
It all just comes out a little soul-y.
Do you do a lot of Pride events?
I do. I played Oregon City Pride. I played Vancouver. Obviously here. Let's see. I played downtown Portland Pride a few years ago, pre-COVID. That was a blast.
Yeah.
I spent more time talking to the dogs that were walking by than actually playing to people, but it's Portland,
Yeah, big. That one probably was.
That one was huge. I was right by the Skidmore Fountain, all the things.
Yeah.
It was gnarly.
Yeah.
But it was great. Today was perfect. Perfect weather, perfect people.
Well, talk about that, because this is obviously a newer, not quite as established as certainly Portland Pride, or, but I know you have ties to this community and whatnot. How does it feel to kind of be doing something like this here?
It feels like it should be happening. It is time. It's the second annual, and I didn't make it last year, so this is my first Pride in Canby, and I was very pleasantly surprised. Very organized, and it just feels really wonderful, safe, obviously. I can't say enough wonderful things about how much fun I had today playing and dancing with the kids. It's always my favorite thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about kind of what happened. Folks were out here. They were dancing.
They were having a blast.
It.
So right from the get-go, they had the bubble machine going, so the kids flocked to the bubble machine. And I put out little shakers and tambourines and stuff so the kids can play along.
Be part of the band.
Exactly. So that was happening. People were drawing in chalk. You know, people got a smash burger in one hand and a Kona ice in the other, and they're just having a blast, you know.
Yeah.
It was great. Smiles from one side of Waite Park to the other.
Yeah. So I guess what does Pride or what do these kind of events mean to you?
That's a really loaded question. I could probably talk forever about that.
Okay. But you have 2 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
No. My wife and I, it is essential to be a part of what's going on here, especially at like kind of the grassroots level.
Yeah.
And we always push for equal access to, not equal, I would just say safe access. Within the queer community, it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
So being able to be a little bit more in the public eye, like, hey, we're here, we're queer, and we're not going anywhere. So
yeah.
I'm just very thankful to even have an opportunity like that. But it means a lot to be able to make a presence. And if we do that through music, we do that through music.
Yeah. There's a certain, at least for this type of event, and I feel like the LGBTQ plus community in Canby has a very certain kind of way that they're approaching engaging the community, right? It's a very friendly, very welcoming, very, like you said, not sort of hiding in the shadows or ashamed, but also not, aggressive or whatnot.
Right.
We're here. You're welcome to join.
Right.
You don't have to, do you feel...
I do. I feel actually really... I felt good about that because I think the word that might describe it well is delicate.
Mm-hmm.
It might not have been the same type of energetic atmosphere if we had been full, kind of bring every last option.
Yeah.
But I feel like this was the best way to be delicate and to be safe.
Yeah. And I think you're seeing the way that, like you said, Wayward businesses, Canby PD were here supporting the fire. The way you see more and more organizations and businesses and entities kind of coming on board,
right,
is part of the success of that approach, I think.
I agree. Having Wayward, the Kona Ice, having the county folks were here, several other tents and booths and businesses, and obviously the more community support that's there. The bigger, I can't wait for next year. I think it's going to be, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome and bigger and more organized, all the things.
Yeah. I know it just wrapped up. Haven't really had a chance to reflect or anything, but did you have any sort of special moments or special conversations today?
Oh, absolutely. I already off the top of my head, it's the kiddos.
Yeah.
I love playing music with kids, and they're shaking the shakers and they want to come up and dance
they had their little
with
flags.
you. And one little boy, Mr. Oliver, was his name. He had a lot of announcements for the crowd about his art that he had made in chalk and was inviting the crowd to participate. So at one point I had said, hey, does any other staff have any other announcements? And then Oliver came up. He's like, I have some announcements about my chalk. So it was the cutest thing. And I'll always stop a show to talk to the kiddos.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's what it's about. It's about, everybody gets to be included, even the loud kids.
Yeah.
Even,
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Okay. Well, Jess, I'd love to give you a chance to just share where folks can connect with you, find out more about your music, check you out.
Absolutely. My website, JessiLaMain.com, LAMAIN. You can also find me on Facebook under Jessi La Main. You can find me on iTunes, any Apple Music downloads. I'm on Spotify.
Yeah.
All those places where you find music, you can find me.
And hopefully next year at Canby Pride.
Definitely next year at Canby Pride. I told Kristi already. I volunteer. I'm in.
You got me down. Awesome. All right. Thanks, Jessi.
Good to chat with
Appreciate
you, Tyler.
You too.
Come to my window, right inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, come and see. Whoa.
Hey, I'm AJ. I'm your local Oddmos franchise owner.
I'm Mike, co-founder of Oddmos.
And we're the hosts of The Odd Pod, a podcast about
life in the pizza industry. We're going to have on some franchisees. We're going to have some different vendors on. We're going to get a snapshot of what goes on behind the scenes in the pizza world.
Don't forget to tell them about the sports.
There's sports.
And the crazy wacky pizza that we have every Wednesday that we create. And we also have a special guest every week as well.
And I'm Gage, OddPod's senior sports analyst.
Gage, who gave you that title?
Me.
Oh boy. Find us on Spotify and Apple Music and the Podbean.
Now Hear This Canby is produced by me, Tyler Clausen. Our content director and star reporter is Tyler Frankie. And of course, our show is edited by Cameron Clausen. We also feature the vocal talents of Joyce Struby and James Walden, so a round of applause to them. The song that you're hearing right now is Canby by singer-songwriter Olivia Harms, used with her permission. To find more work from her, you can visit her website olivia13.com.
Now Hear This Canby is dedicated to preserving independent local journalism and redefining local news with our fun, fresh, and energetic brand of storytelling. Our sincere thanks to our local sponsors who make this show possible. Please show your appreciation by supporting the small businesses who support us.
The production of Now Hear This Studios, Canby's locally owned full-service audio, video, and media production company. Our mission is to produce the best content in the universe, and we'd love to help you do it. Find us online at nhtstudios.com.
I will take a motion to adjourn.
I just moved it.
I didn't even ask for it, though.